Corinthians chapter 8 and verse 7. Therefore, as ye abound in everything, in faith and utterance and knowledge, and in all diligence, and in your love to us, see that ye abound in this grace also. Kahalam La Yahweh Bashmi Shai Wahawa Kakodash, double honors to the hopefully like elder apostles slave to be saved. Lord, willing to start with those at the GMS church, onward to the rest that may be on down to the rest that may be in this under the same doctrine, over to the men here at this camp, at this congregation, Akim in order, giving all diligence and all true faith and sincerity, and onward to the rest of you Akim, teaching as well. Likewise, you elder Akim on down to younger Akim, Shalom, onward to the rest of you believers as well. That's in on this faith of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, you women and children and men of Israelite race, ultimately to the elect, those that's going on to be found, to be revealed to have in the house of David. So this lesson is going to be entitled Realms of Knowledge. Realms of knowledge. There's different realms of knowledge, and this came in wake of some examples, some life examples the Lord showed me. It's been showing me, but more so recently, on one that took place yesterday, with pretty much the regular animals that just be outside, but pretty much I don't want to necessarily say the word a supernatural, occurrence of one, or dealing with one. When dealing with one, was it a duck? But so, more so very spiritual, highly spiritual. Was the duck, that pretty much ended up developing, a little duck family, and recent things too, and and even in things outside of animals. But more so, I'll just say for the sake of this lesson, in regards to like just the animals, right, the little creatures, the other little creatures of the Heavenly Father. But in saying that, it's just been manifested, to me more, which is what I'm sharing and doing this lesson on, that there's realms of knowledge. There's realms of this knowledge. You understand this knowledge, the knowledge that the Lord wants us to have and possess as Israelites more, or you don't even really truly even tap into certain parts of the knowledge, which is the complete knowledge that he has revealed, until you go into different realms. Okay, matter of fact, I want to get that word realm.
Realm.
I'm going to jump to the second one. A field or domain of activity or interest. See, so a particular area, particular field, industry, if you will, or area of certain occurrences, a realm, a field, or industry where certain things only can occur. That should be easily understood just by saying that. Their territories. If you are in the desert, you can probably expect to maybe see camels. Okay, if you are in the ocean, you can, now you can see whales and, sharks and things like that, and so forth. So that's what realm means. So coming back here with the verse I read, 2 Corinthians 8 and 7, therefore as ye abound, it says, therefore as ye abound in everything, in faith and utterance and knowledge, and in all diligence, and in your love to us, see that ye abound in this grace also. This is Colossians 1 and 9. For this cause we also, since the day we heard it, right? And just to cap that point off, pretty much the Lord wants us to abound, continuously grow, completely fill up, be full of the knowledge, which uh, you're going to be able to do. You're only going to be able to do by going into these different areas and these different realms. He's gonna make sure the elect get this knowledge, which is gonna be through him exposing us to different realms, different territories. Because different things go on in these territories, which is all of the Heavenly Father's knowledge, His Spirit. The Heavenly Father's Spirit is in all things, as the Scriptures say. But once again, that's how we'll be able to completely abound in the knowledge by him exposing us to different territories, different things. Learning the left hand side, as well as obviously the right hand side, and you're gonna get complete understanding of that, even more so by going into the different realms. You can learn the left hand side and the right hand side off just watching the food chain, of the animals. But anyway, so that's what he wants for us, and I'm revealing in this lesson that feat is going to be accomplished. Right, he's going to make sure we get this by exposing us to the different realms. So more, and he's going to put a spirit on us to want to do that. He's going to give us counsel to do this. Because this is how you're gonna build. This is how you're gonna get the depth of the knowledge of knowledge, right? Understanding and wisdom. But anyway, Colossians 1:9. For this cause we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you and to desire that ye might be filled. See, might be filled with the knowledge of His will and all wisdom and spiritual understanding, that ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God. See, so He wants us to increase. You're not supposed to just stay, on level one. You're supposed to to where you just think you can only learn the knowledge of Yahweh Shemiah Shai through just reading the pages. The pages is pertaining to the life you actually live. It's to open you up about the life you actually live. It's obviously to open you up that the Lord wants to the fact that the Lord, He doesn't want dummies. We need to learn what's going on, because the scriptures say that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So He wants us to be filled with knowledge, because if we're filled with knowledge, that implies what? We won't be destroyed at all by any means. We'll be indestructible, and you'll be able to tap into this knowledge by Him putting you and expose you to these different realms where the knowledge of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, the way He moves, the knowledge He has, which makes Him indestructible, can be seen. It's being applied in ways that you never looked at, or is more easily understood and obtainable, I'll say. Okay, but anyway, when you read this in the NLT verse 9, it says, so we have not stopped for praying for you since we first heard about you. We ask the Most High to give you complete knowledge. See, to give you complete knowledge of His will and to give you spiritual wisdom and understanding. See that? So the point of this knowledge is to completely have us be able to develop a disposition, a conduct, a mindset, wisdom to become that would pretty much mold us, morph us to be, indestructible, be perfect as the Heavenly Father, but that's what He wants. And we're going to show how he's going to do this. So it says, then the way you live will always. That's the whole point of getting this knowledge. It's for the way it's for your life. So you can live a certain way, in an indestructible way. It says, then the way you live will always honor and please the Lord, and your lives will produce every kind of good fruit. When you full of all knowledge, you're going to be able to bring forth all the knowledge which is seen in different fields or realms down here on the earth, you know what I'm saying, or even in the spirit, just in your mind. There's different realms of knowledge, man. Okay, with you pretty much being exposed to all these realms of really the knowledge that's only the knowledge of the Lord, which is really only the knowledge of the Lord in a sense. And you exposing yourself to it, you're going to be able to. That's going to put you in a situation where you could take it on, no matter who you may have learned it from, or where you have learned it, you know. And now you'll be able to, with doing that, you'll be able to produce every kind of good fruit. See that? All the while, you will grow as you learn to know the Most High better and better. See? So, it's like when Jake in the hood, then they step outside of their hood, that's a realm. They learn certain things here. Then they go over to the other side and they learn about, different assets, different meals, dishes, palettes, stuff like that. Different realms of knowledge through going to another realm. And that's going to allow them to be able to bring forth, more fruits, more good fruits of the things that are good, and show them what's bad, but it's upon them doing that, someone that go from rags to riches, the whole rag to riches story. There was in one realm which exposed them to this knowledge, and it only allows you to bring forth so much knowledge. There's a limit on it. That's why you got this. That's why the Lord created realms of knowledge. Then you go to that realm, and it allows you to bring forth other things. You might dress different. You might learn about different materials. These are just easy carnal examples that just come to the mind. You might deal with remedies as far as healing your body, better. Because there's only so many remedies the hood is going to expose you to, and which you will be able to take and go and bring forth, be able to apply and bring forth the results of, as far and which will be, the fruit of it. But there's only so much that you'll be able to do, get from the hood to be able to do that. So you have to go to that other realm. Versus when you go to the other realm, the rich side, so-called rich side, you will be able to obtain that knowledge, and they may heal in a whole nother way. They dealing with things you've never heard about. It's like when you shop at two different type of grocery stores. You got the grocery store in the hood, like a store like Whole Foods versus a Food for Less, a Jules Osco versus another one. Okay, so that's the point of that. Now, I'm gonna read this one more time. Colossians 1:10 in the NLT, and this is high knowledge. It says, "Then the way you live will always please the Lord, and your lives will produce every kind of good fruit, All the while, you will grow as you learn to know Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai better." See. So now, what I want to do, or I should say, the Lord is going to be able to once again do that by exposing you to these different realms, to completely get all the knowledge He has, because His knowledge is in all things. His spirit is completely in all things. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 1:7. For the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things hath knowledge of the voice. Yeah. And that's the Spirit, which is in all the world. So it has knowledge of the voice. So his Spirit is in all the world, but not just in all the world. Wisdom of Solomon 12:1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Yeah. and that's the the thing you can't destroy, the way you can't destroy, due to the way of it. You know, and that's the spirit. You can't destroy the spirit due to its way, due to the way of it. You know, it was made indestructible. You see what I'm saying? So, hence the spirit. You know, is knowledge, whether it's good knowledge or bad knowledge, and that spirit, the incorruptible spirit, you know, is in all things. See that? So you can learn about good and bad, hence the knowledge. You can get the knowledge, you know, of these of the balance from all things. So all you got to do is tap into different realms, man. You know, for in this instance, to get a you know, to increase, to abound in the knowledge some more, we're gonna go into the realm of the animals to prove that. Job 12:7. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee. And the fowls, see, teach, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee. It says, or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee. And the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. Okay, so let's get that word teach real quick in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 3384. Yara. Yara.
Yara, which it says rain. And that rain goes into the knowledge. You see? So all of these different animals, they can literally rain down knowledge on you. You see? It also says instruct. They can direct you. They can point out things to you, which makes so much sense because you might see it more based upon how the Lord made the animal, or how the animal may look, or the animal or the particular creature, you know, the beast, fish, whatever it may be, a bird, duck, right, might be more focused on that particular part of wisdom, whether it's working together, whether it's being dedicated or diligent or observing stuff, you know, that they're able to teach you because the Lord's incorruptible spirit is in all things. That's one reason. So that's just powerful that it says, and then it say what? Flow as water. It says rain. Deuteronomy 32 and 2. It says, my doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech, see, that's the doctrine. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. So you can really understand the doctrine of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua more through the animals. You know, the animals can teach you. Teach goes into what? Rain. The doctrine, rain, that's the doctrine. You know? They can rain down the understanding of what the Lord is trying to tell you that you may not get, you know, clearly in a way that may be clear to you by how the Lord made them, you know, by their realm. You see, in the NLT, let my teaching fall on you like rain. Let my speech settle like dew. Let my words fall like rain on tender grass, which is us. All flesh is as grass. Let gentle showers on young plants. You trying to grow and abound in the knowledge, you got to go into the different realms. Get into the realm of these animals, man. Okay? And the reason why, another reason why they're able to teach you, this is Ecclesiastes 3:18. It says, I said in my heart, concerning the state of the sons of men, that the Most High might manifest them. and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. See, it says, I also thought about the human condition in the NLT, how God proves to people that they are like animals. You're just like the animals because the Lord put his spirit in all things. All they doing is, applying the knowledge of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You see, we're creatures just like they're creatures. Everybody's subject to the will. I'm going to read this in the 17th verse. Jumping up, it says, I said in my heart, God shall judge the right and the wicked. For there is a time for every purpose and for every work. Okay, so I'm going to read it in the NLT. I said to myself, in due season, the Most High will judge everyone, both good and bad, for all their deeds. And we're supposed to be like our Heavenly Father. He considers everything. He judges both sides. You see that? And that comes down to even the animals, man. He just considers all. He considers the things that are to be considered. You see that? So this is why we are able to learn from the animals, and why we should consider the animals, or these different realms, because they can show us the knowledge. They can rain down the knowledge, in a way that what might not have been clear to you. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon 7:16. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge. See, and knowledge of workmanship. So let me read this. In the NSRV, Wisdom of Solomon 7:16. It says, for both we and our words are in his hand. That continues, and that goes on to everybody, which we're gonna get after this, as are all understanding and skills skill in crafts. So the things that's in his hand, they hold understanding. They hold the different parts of the understanding of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and skills. They're skilled in the craft, which is ultimately what? Knowledge. They hold the knowledge of different workmanship. You want to be a workman for the Lord, you gotta get the knowledge. You gotta get the knowledge. And the way to get to the complete knowledge, or get that knowledge more complete, more sound, you gotta go into the, the Lord, you can go into the different realms, okay? And these animals might show it to you, the realm of the animals for knowledge, regarding the knowledge of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Well, the Lord needs you diligent. The Lord needs you responsible. The Lord needs you with tunnel vision. You can see all of that, in these animals, man. Like it's crazy. It's powerful. Okay, so different animals, or the realm, the realm of the animals, territory of certain animals, and even narrowing it down to different particular area animals in their particular territory, their specific territory, can actually show you how to be a better man of the Lord, man. A better, hopefully, like brother or sister, brother, a believing brother or sister, better wife, whatever, a better brother, better sister, a better mother. These are things that's required of those that the Lord is going to save, right? So I got 3 more after this, Job 12, and I'm going to start at verse 7 again. But ask now the beasts, and they shall teach thee, and the fowls of the air, and they shall tell thee, or speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee, and the fishes of the sea shall declare unto thee. Who knoweth not in all these that the hand of the Lord hath wrought this? In whose hand is the soul of every living thing. That's why we know the Lord judges everything. So he considers everything. But why? It says, and the breath of all mankind. And that's because in all things there's knowledge. There's knowledge of good and evil, applying the Lord's wisdom or not. So it just makes so much sense, man. So how if he does that because of that, he considers every creature because of that, all the realms of knowledge, all these realms which he created through Yahweh Shai, you know, because of his knowledge is within him. You know, it organizes the knowledge, he has for him. That's basically how he did it. He could have just put it all in one thing. That would have been a mess. The Lord got organized. He created different creatures, different different realms, like portfolios, cabinets. He separated things, you know, to represent different things for their uses. He had made all things for their uses. And it's powerful, man. You know. So how if he considers all these things, which is why he'll consider everything, you know, when it comes to certain things, how much more we are to do that, in order to get it right. If he dispersed his knowledge, his wisdom, and his understanding in all things, whether it be, good and bad or bad, man. You could literally learn how to do bad through Esau, man. You know what wickedness looks like. That's a realm of knowledge. Tapping into that's really what the Lord had us do. You got to be able to use this understanding as a way, you know, to come up on this knowledge, man. All right. So one more after this, Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. So the Lord made the ant for somebody that's lazy. Consider her ways and be wise. She could teach you the wisdom. See, which is of the doctrine. And it's NLT. Take a lesson from the ants. See that? So as I said, the ant, these different creatures, they hold the different pieces of the Lord's knowledge. They could make you be an actual better man of the Lord. You see, take a lesson from the ants, or better, believing sister, wife, whatever. Right? It says, take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Why would he tell you that? Because he put his knowledge in them. He gave them wisdom, certain pieces of his wisdom, key pieces of his wisdom that we'll be able to see completely through them, because they dedicated more so to just simple things. They way more simple. So they completely have complete wisdom when it comes to certain actions. They only about that. So they like 100%, they're not 50%. They're not going at it at 50% when it comes to building or whatever it may be. They like wholeheartedly, that's what they do. That's all they do. So they 100 with it. So they could teach you how to be wise, because you either wise or you aren't. You can't be a little wise and then you could be a little off and that's wise. No, 100%. You see? It says, which having no guide in the KJV or overseer or ruler, provided her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest. See that? How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? So, yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed person. So basically, the Lord tell you the ants can stop you from going broke. How to keep a defense. Money is a defense. The Lord tells us that through the wisest man that ever lived, who was Solomon, but at the time when he was who was Yahushua, but at the time when he was Solomon. He's our defense, but the Lord gives us economical. It's all types of wisdom. It's many pieces of the wisdom. It simply comes down to him, but is acted out through these different things. You know what I'm saying? The knowledge and everything. So I got one last one. So capping this off, Baruch 3:35. It says, I'm gonna actually start at 32. But he that knoweth all things knoweth her, and hath found her out with his understanding. He that had prepared the earth forevermore hath filled it with four-footed beasts. You see why? Because could help hold his and manifest different pieces of his wisdom, his knowledge, his understanding. He that sendeth forth light, and it goeth, calleth it again, and it obeyeth him with fear. See, so everything is just of the Lord, man. So it's completely what he wants. So you can learn from things that's out here really only doing what the Heavenly Father wants when you understand it, whether it's good or bad, right? And you'll be able to use that to either do it or to see, okay, don't do that. The stars shined in their watches and rejoiced. When he calleth them, they say, here we be. And so with cheerfulness they shewed light unto him that made them. This is our God, and there shall none other be accounted in comparison of him. He hath found out all the way, you see, of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob, his servant, and to Israel, his beloved. See that? So that's you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and Afro people scattered abroad, you Hebrew Israelites. You are to abound in this knowledge and get it, and you can get it by and become complete at it by using this understanding, which is tapping into getting focused on getting the knowledge by going into these different realms, because it's realms of the knowledge, man. You know, when we're guarding this knowledge, it's different realms of knowledge. The only knowledge, which is the knowledge of Yahweh Bashmi Shai. So this is what he gave us, man. It's all for us. So call on Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Chakodash. Shalom.